Well, hello everyone. This is John Byrne with Poets and Quants. Welcome to our latest edition of MBA Watch. We have the Profile of the Week, sponsored by Gatehouse Admissions, and we're lucky today to have the founder of Gatehouse, Liza Weale, who is in Sleepy Hollow, New York. Hi.
Hi, John. How you doing?
Okay, so Liza, we have a really interesting character who is wanting to go to a range of different schools. His first choice is Kellogg. He's calling himself Mr. Danish Raised, US based. Okay, why? He's got a lot of international experience. He spent a year in Spain, 6 months in Singapore. He's been in the US for 3 years. He went to Copenhagen Business School for his undergraduate degree in, of all things, project management. He has and these are one of these quirky GPAs that I can never figure out, but you know all about. 10.6 out of 12. 710 GMAT, age 26, and he's been working for a top firm in the power and energy space in sales and business development where he is a manager. So his schools, Kellogg first choice, as I mentioned, Berkeley Haas, Columbia, London Business School, Harvard, a reach, MIT Sloan. Liza, what do you think?
Well, there's a lot to like here. I really, first off, just love his sort of international appetite in 4 different countries, but that's incredible. That shows a lot of ability to acclimate and work with different people. So I love that. I also really appreciate the industry he's in. I mean, to already have some experience in renewables, which is such a pressing matter these days, and one that people and businesses are struggling to figure out. I think that's going to be really valuable to schools as they're crafting their classes. And he's also got good management and leadership. The fact that he's already had a direct report, that's a bit of a rarity going into business school, especially as a 26-year-old. So to have that and some more cross-functional leadership through these big initiatives he's been leading, I mean, he's got a lot of strengths. I think the schools are going to take notice of him.
Now, a 710 for Kellogg. Is it good? Is it on the border? Do you worry about it?
If you ask me that about anybody, I'd say, I'm worried about it. For him, I'm less worried about it. So it is below their average. Kellogg's GMAT, average GMAT, has been going up over time. It's aggressive. It's somewhere, 730 is sort of the number I always have in mind for any of these top schools. So he's coming out a little short. But again, I have a feeling they'll be willing to overlook his score, in given everything else that they'll be getting.
Now, Liza, do you think Kellogg's the best place for him?
So I'm going to admit some biases right now. I'm a MIT Sloan grad, so I think he'd be great at Sloan. I mean, I love working with folks on these sort of non-traditional backgrounds once you're outside of the world of consulting and sort of banking and people that are tackling real world problems. So I just find it a lot of fun to help them explore their opportunities. But for me, also being in renewables, I don't know, just MIT Sloan and Haas. I think both of those schools would be great places for him. I think Kellogg would be good, but just given his long-term goals, I at least was very happy to see both Sloan and Haas on his short list of other schools he's considering.
When I look at his international experience, I immediately think NCOD. And I don't know if that's good or bad or whatever, but it seems to me like his profile speaks NCOD to me.
I totally agree. I was actually a little surprised to see LBS over NCAD. I think LBS is also a great institution and is going to give him that opportunity to really leverage his international experiences. But you're right, NCAD just is all about global. And I think he could just bring such a great perspective to the classroom and help, again, them build that really robust, student base.
So what do you think his odds are at Kellogg, Liza?
I'm kind of bullish on him. I think he's probably about 40 to 50%
Whoa,
chance. I mean,
okay.
that assumes, look, you have to have strong execution. He has to make sure that, he is in sales and business development. And I think one tendency of folks that when I've worked with people who are in sales, they always want to talk about meeting quota. And that's not really important to schools. Schools want to see those people skills about, connecting with customers, about mentoring people around you. So I think he's got to make sure he's focused on those areas and not sales as sales. And then the other thing I would say is he's got an opportunity to really delight the admissions officers at Kellogg with the problems he's solving by being in renewables. So that's an opportunity. I think if he plays it well, then I think his odds are really Quite attractive.
And we know that the admit rate is around 22% based on the big swell of applications that Kellogg received in the last admission cycle. I'm not sure that they'll actually repeat that big mountain that they got, but we know it's going to be a competitive season anyway.
We do, but I'm still rooting for him.
I like that. I like the fact that you're an advocate for this guy.
I just love digging into folks' stories, especially when they're a little bit different. And I think he's got some really good experiences. I'm just guessing, when you've worked in so many different countries, you're going to have experiences that you can share with everybody. And for that, I think he's got a lot of strengths.
Liza, great assessment, incredibly positive, even inspiring for me. And for all of you, I hope you see a piece of you in this candidate. Could be the scores, could be the goals, could be the background, but maybe you got some really good advice and a great takeaway here too. Liza, it's been a pleasure as always.
Likewise, it's great. Thank you so much, John. And this has been a lot of fun.
It's Liza Weale, the founder of Gatehouse Admissions, a sponsor of MBA Watch. This is John Byrne with Poets and Quants. Thanks for watching.